Hey everybody, welcome to the live stream, which officially begins right now. You saw history tonight if you just watched the Sharks game. Montreal's first win at SAP Center since November 23rd, 1999. Before anything else, where were you November 23rd of 99? I was a freshman at San Jose State in my first semester. I was right down the street. My goodness. I imagine some of you watching this likely were not even born November 23rd, 1999. YouTube is a young person's game, you know? So there was that. There was the fact that Montreal came in with a 1-6 record, scoring like 1.6 goals per game. And the Sharks on paper, clearly the favorite to win tonight, but now they've lost 3 in a row. And I think this title right here, a 3-game skid, in a way is deceiving because the prior 2 losses for the Sharks, 2 Boston and 2 Nashville, they had redeeming qualities. I don't know at all if tonight's game had some redemption to it. Maybe the third period, maybe the way the Sharks pressed and pushed Jake Allen ultimately to pick up another 17-plus shots. They ended up with 45, and Allen was perfect in this game. And sometimes shot quantity is different than shot quality in terms of grade A chances. I thought the Sharks were great in quantity tonight, 45. Quality, probably okay. Early in the game, not so much. Later in the game, a lot better. Can I just, by the way... Can I pull back the curtain for 1 second here? I want to share that when I got to work tonight, right around the 5 o'clock hour, I instantly got distracted because, as a lot of you are very well aware, my other role here at the network is to cover the Oakland A's. And I learned by some breaking news and about 25 text messages in 3 minutes that Bob Melvin, the A's manager, is going to be departing Oakland and heading to San Diego. All of this catching me by surprise, and everybody else. He was under contract for this next season. I'm not going to make this video about that, but I just want to say the hour and a half of preparation that I normally do for the show, it kind of went right in the trash can because I was so distracted. And the equivalent, I think, of this, is when a Todd McClellan or a Pete DeBoer was dismissed. Now, in this case, it's different because Bob didn't get fired, but it's that kind of earth-shattering magnitude for me and somebody in his case that's been around for, 10-plus seasons with the Oakland A's. And when we signed on with Pregame Live tonight, my brain was all over the place. I did have enough time to prep for our show, but it was busy. And by the way, in these videos, I am definitely not going to be doing the shirt and tie thing a lot. I literally just wanted to get upstairs here to the conference room ASAP. So back to tonight's Sharks game. First frustrating game of the season. Not much redeeming to it. And also frustrating in a sense that the door was open early for San Jose to get in this game, to score first. Yoel Armia took a holding the stick penalty, and then a hooking penalty, both in the first period. The Sharks had 2 more power play opportunities in the second period, couldn't capitalize. Not only that, couldn't capitalize, also couldn't create the momentum that they truly would benefit from in scoring a goal, a power play influenced goal. They didn't really get much out of their 2 minutes at a time. And when you get those early chances, they didn't get any man advantage chances after that. That was kind of the early window to get in this game. They ultimately never could. Now, the power play as a bigger question and issue right now goes like this. In their first 3 games, the Sharks had 5 power play goals. At one point, they were 5 for 12. Now, that's a ridiculous clip. That's an impossible pace to keep up through the course of a season. But 5 for 12, is proof that your team has something, you can do something with it, and that on the power play, you're going to find success through the season. Well, the hard part is since game 3, they're now 0 for their last dozen. 5 for 24 is where they sit on the power play. Interesting that the Sharks blanked Montreal in game 2 of the season, 5-0. And the Habs came right back tonight and blanked San Jose 4-0. Bob Boughner's 100th game as Sharks head coach was tonight. I liked his assessments after the game. Didn't have to be too hard on his team. It was not a terrible Sharks loss. It was not a stinker. It really wasn't. It just wasn't enough. Jake Allen was too much, and because of those things, you get to Montreal scoring in every period and San Jose not getting on the scoreboard. I like the chances that the Sharks got late. I like Dahlin getting in there. I like Eklund with the toe drag and being a little creative and nifty there. But scoring has gone a bit in a drought for this team. 1 goal in their last 120 minutes of hockey. I also think, too, and again, the opportunity was there for the Sharks to score first, score early, get in this game. But I also think another trend to keep an eye on is giving up significant leads early, like happened in Boston. Obviously, Nashville got a couple of goals before the Sharks even got on the board. And tonight, 0-1 after 1. They get 2 more in the second period. Just, you don't want to have to dig. You don't want to keep having to rely on digging yourself out of these holes. Again, in the Boston game and in the Nashville game, I like the late fight. Tonight, there was less of that late fight. It was still there, but at some point, you don't want to have to be the comeback kids every single time. Look, defensively tonight, how the Canadiens got their goals off a weak side rebound. Hoffman kind of dangled a little bit and beat Adin Hill. Their second goal, also even strength. Romanov, a one-timer on the left point after they won the draw. Drouin got it kind of back off the wall, back out to him. Their third goal, Gallagher batted in. I mean, this is not Montreal necessarily dominating the game. They did just enough. And Jake Allen did plenty enough, and the Sharks just didn't do much. So I think I'm gonna sign it off here. I'm gonna make this video relatively short. I think the bigger picture factor right now for the Sharks is how do you get back to what you're doing before? This team has set a bar for themselves. You know what they're capable of. Now they're going to get a bunch of home dates in a row here. 4 more home games at SAP Center. So practice time, recovery time. But you don't want to distance yourself from the great start you had as a team. I think, setting that mark and coming out with a splash and, being 4-0, I mean, it's a lot different story right now at 4-3. Those other 2 losses on this 3-game skid, there was enough things to point out and say, all right, that's going to happen. Tonight, there was just less encouraging things and more frustrating things, and that's why I'm going to dub this the first frustrating loss of the Sharks season. Maybe that should be the title of this video. What did I put? Sharks have lost 3 straight and maybe their groove, right? So you don't want to detach yourself from that rhythm that you established and from the way this season started. All right. It's going to be a quick one tonight. I'm going to get to some other things. But I just have to say, what a day. All this news breaking. Montreal's first win since '99 at the Tank. 45 shots on goal wasn't good enough. Sharks haven't scored a power play goal now in their last 4 games. 5 goals in their first 3, none in their most recent 4. I still like where the team's at. I like the young guys. I like the fight. I like the fact that they're not breaking away from their system. But here's the ultimate point I'll leave it with. This right here, tonight, is the first moment of adversity for this team. So how and when and where do they bounce back? That's the end of this video. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you next time.